Hi guys, I'm Allison Pryor and I teach acrylic paintings for the beginner step by step in real time so you can follow along with me. Today I'm going to show you how to do this beautiful Bob Ross inspired painting. As you know, Bob Ross does his paintings in oils, but I'm going to show you how to transfer it into acrylics, and that's coming right up. Now the paints I use in our painting are, I limited the paints to make it a little easier for you. So what I do is I use cad red, cad yellow, burnt umber, and white. And you can also use sap green, but I'm going to make my own green from my blue and yellow. Okay, but you'll need burnt umber, burnt sienna, something like that, and some white. And that's what we'll use to make things a lot easier for you to learn. And the brushes I am using for this painting here is, I'm going to use my 1 inch bristle brush. Okay, that's the one that I say you should be able to get in a craft store or a paint shop or anything like that, as long as it's pure bristle. If you can't get one, I sign it and I'll send you one. Okay, AllisonPryor@yahoo.com. Just shipping, that's all I have to charge. So then I have a liner brush. It's a liner brush, or you can call it rigger brush or script liner. Nice and long so you can get some nice good strokes. And I have a fan brush. You can have a bristle or a synthetic fan brush. And you can ask me the size, but it's according to your canvas. I'm using a 16 by 20, so I find this fan brush is big enough. But you can get small, medium, or large. Get small, medium, or large in all your paint brushes and you'll be safe. And then I'm going to use this bristle brush here. This is about a 1/4 inch or size 8. Okay, it's another bristle. And I'm going to use palette knife. Okay, just a small palette knife or whatever one you have there. If you don't have a palette knife, don't worry about it. And I just have I have a small filbert brush. Not sure why, but anyway, when we do the painting, if we need other brushes, we'll certainly use them, and that's all we need for now. So I think we have everything in order. Let's go and get started on this beautiful painting. I'm so excited. So here's how we'll start this painting. Because oil painters or the Bob Ross videos use liquid white in their background, we are not using oil paints, we're using acrylics. So we will use just regular white paint or gesso to add to our background first, because that's what the oil painters do. They'll use liquid white, but we're not going to use liquid white. This is acrylics. So what happens here is it keeps the background nice and wet, so the paint will blend with the white, and it'll make it move more smoothly. It'll make it more slick. So what we're going to do is just do one part at a time, because in oil paints it takes a long time to dry, but with acrylics it's very slow. So we have to work on a small area at a time. So what we're going to do first is start with our red or pinkish color, but we'll start with red, cad red, or crimson if you have it. And we'll put that on our brush. And now that we have this wet here, that's going to look really nice. See, that's going to lighten it up. See, isn't that nice? So we'll just go back and forth with that. Get all that pinkish color on. Good. If it ends up starting to dry a little bit, just take a misting bottle and mist it. And that will help it move even better. Good. So we'll get all this part done first. And we will make that look really nice. Just back and forth, long strokes. When you get most of the paint on, just go back and forth, nice long strokes. That way you don't get any streaks. See? Good. It's a nice color. If you put too much red on there, you can always go back and get some more white. Brighten it up a bit. Because we're doing acrylics, you're going to need a lot of paint. And you're going to need to wet it often. So you can wet it with the misting bottle, or you can just add more paint. Right now I'm just adding some nice white paint to my red because the red is kind of strong. And we get a nice pink color down here. Long strokes, get all those streaks out. There we go. We got that much done. So make sure before we go into the blue that you put white on here. I'm doing it in sections because the paint will dry really fast. Let's get it down into the pink. Good. As you can see, I'm using a lot of paint. I'm using my 1-inch brush. Oh, I picked up a bit of pink, that's okay. Alright, because I'm going down into the pink. Alright, so if you get too much pink on there, just clean your brush. And let's get all that white on there. Good. There we go. So you can use gesso or white paint, it's okay. I'm not sure if white is cheaper than gesso, I'm not sure. Good, now we have that on there. Now see, when we put our blue on, that will blend in with the white. And that will lighten up your blue. And we'll get that on first, and then we'll go back and forth to make long strokes as soon as we get the blue on there. Let's just meet up in each corner. Good. Let's see, now we'll go back and forth. Oopsie daisies. Good. If you need more white paint, just bring it in here. That will help it move better. Lots of paint because I'm using a 16 by 20 canvas. You can use 11 by 14 or whatever colors, whatever size you have is good. Be smaller or bigger. Just adding a little more dark up here in this corner. Good. And over here, we'll pick up some more paint. We'll add it here in the middle. Good. We'll go down close to the pink, but we won't go into the pink, okay? We'll just go down close to the pink. We might need to mist it. We need to mist it so that it doesn't dry on us. Alright, so let's get all this on here nicely, back and forth, long strokes. You could use a 2-inch brush too if you like. Back and forth. Back and forth. Get it on there. Good. So you can keep adding a bit of white too, even though you put some on the background, but if it starts to stick, because it is acrylics, it's really hard to keep up with when it's getting ready to dry. Back and forth. Long strokes. So it's starting to blend really nice there now. So what you're going to do next is you're going to dry your brush. Clean your brush, and so we can blend those two lines together because we didn't go right into our pink. Now I got a clean brush with no paint on it whatsoever. I'm going to take these two right here, and I'm going to blend those two together. pretty. Right down into the pink until it all blends. It's still a bit wet down there, which is good. And we come right up into the blue. Okay. See, that blends those two lines together, those two colors together. You can even go right up into your blue if it's still wet. Even if some of that pink goes up there, that's nice. So now we have a nice pinkish blue sky. Now if you missed too much, you had too much water, you're going to get streaks. So not too much water. I would suggest probably blending gel would help. So I'm going to do that blue sky a little bit more. I'm going to put some more blue, ultramarine blue on my brush. And I'm going to add some more blue up here in the corner again. I just want to smooth it out really nice. I'm going to go across, over here. Good. It's blending nicely there now. So you might have to do your sky a couple of times, but you want to do your paintings so that they blend really well. And you might have to do things a couple of times. You might put some extra layers on there. And we're going to go back and forth. See, when you do your second coat, and it's all still wet actually, make sure everything is wet. If it dried up on you, you'll have to start from scratch. So try to work fast. Good. Just go back and forth, long strokes, long strokes. I'm just going to take my time. Bring that blue right down into the pink. Good. Good. Let's clean up some edges. Back and forth. Just try to get those streaks out of there for you. That's much better. And now I want to clean our brush again. Wipe it off in your tissue. Just get all the paint off. And just a clean brush. And then blend those two lines together. There we go. Good. It's pretty nice. If you want to, you can put a little bit of blue again on your brush, some white, and you can come down here and come down here a little bit into the pink and just bring over a shadow. Almost like a cloud. There we go. Good. There we go. So let's take some light blue with our 1/4 inch brush, smaller than the 1/2 inch I was using. Just get some light blue and take that brush. We'll make some little hills in the background. So just take the hills and put on some of that blue paint. Good. These are in the distance. We'll just put them over here, fill them in. Good. So you can dry this pink background so that you can put on your blue over it without blending with the pink. I'm just going to get a few little hills here. Just a light blue. Good. And then we'll just thicken it up a little bit. That's all you have to do. See? Simple. And now we'll make the bottom ones underneath here a little darker. So I'm just going to go right into my ultramarine blue. See daisies. So we leave a little space there. And we'll make some darker ones. These are also going to have filled in. So just simple as pie. Just make some shapes, small humps and big humps and longer humps, and then fill it in. As long as they're darker than the ones behind, you're fine. Good. Smooth them out. Good. You need to straighten things up, you just go back over it. There we go. Okay, now we have our two sets of hills. So let's clean those up again a bit more, because you want to make sure that they look nice. So you have to layer your paints in order to get what you're looking for. See? All you have to do is fill in those shapes. Good. Now we need to come back and do things. We will do that at the end. So let's take our tape off so we can put the water on. Okay. So we'll put some water on here. We got that much done. Good. So what we'll do is we'll put the water down here. Basically we'll do the same things we did on top. So you can put all white paint underneath here and just put on some white paint just to get it nice and slippery. Good. Now, like I say, you don't have to do that, but it helps smooth your paint. Good. So when you get that on, then you can start putting on your blue paint for your water. So we'll just go into our ultramarine blue. Start down here. Start working your way up. See how that white paint lightens it up for you. So you want some darks in the corners. Good. There we go. So we'll start here and we'll work our way over, but we're going to stop in the middle here just so we can meet up on the other side. You can do it that way. Okay. Good. So let's keep going. There we go. May want to put a bit more pink there, just for reflection from the sky. All right. We are getting there. now. There we go. That's one side. Now we'll start on the other side. See? Makes it a little easier. Just different techniques, different ways of doing things. I'm going to try to change things up a little bit. Okay, more blue paint. Should mix with your white. If your white dries on, you just add white to your brush as you're putting your blue on, and then they'll both mix together on the canvas anyway. Leave that little bit of white there in the center for reflection. Okay. Let's keep going. Good. Now we'll just keep going, going. So I'm going to meet in the middle here. I'm just going to leave that little bit for reflection. Alright, so then we can come in the middle now and lighten it up. Good. Try to keep some of that light there in the center. There we go. There we go. Now we're going to start putting on a little bit of pink there now. So while it's still wet, pick up some of your pink color. Add a little bit of white to it so it brightens up a little bit. And just put that on top here. So we can get a little bit of reflection down into the water. Add some white so that it doesn't get too dark on you. Okay. Good. There we go. You can bring it right down. It's okay. It's okay to have some pink in there. Blends nicely. Picking up some of that blue there, it's fine. Softening up the bottom of that blue. Good. Now this time you'll need your fan brush, and we're going to mix up some dark colors to make some nice trees. We're going to use our ultramarine blue, some red, some brown, burnt umber, and more ultramarine brown, and yellow ochre, and more ultramarine blue, because we want it to be nice and dark. Alright, I think that's good. We'll find out. So all you have to do is find a place for your trees. So we'll put some trees right here. Just tap, 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 tap. As long as you get your tops. We'll come down about here, I think. Get a top. You can even move away from it as long as you get some tops in between. Then you can just tap in between there. And you can come down a little bit here. And you get another top in here. And then you just tap, tap, tap away at the bottom. As long as you got those tops, you're okay. There we go. Good. Keep tapping away. Lots of tops. See? Top. Fill in. Top. Fill in. Like another top in between there. So you got some small ones and some big ones. Alright. Make sure your colors are nice and dark. So you got some small ones, some big ones. And you just touch those tops and then you can fill in the bottom. Good. And we're going to go all the way across the screen. So, tall and short. Good. Good. See how those tops make them look like trees? And your fan brush is really good for that. So you can make two tall ones and you can make a short one in between if you like. That may help you a little bit better. And that one's a bit thick, but that's okay. Alright. Just fill it in. Top, top, and bottom. Fill in. Top, short, and fill in. You can even move over and then put in some tops. Whatever you find that works for you. Okay? So you can even go right over like that and then put in some tops in between there like that. Just different ways to do things. You have to experiment with your brushes and with your technique just to see what works best for you. So we can go and do another one here. Tap, 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 and go all the way over. Make your bottoms first and then some tops. See? And then we'll get some more tops. And then we will finish it up here. So if it bends to the side too much, then just flip your brush around. Now see, that doesn't look too bad. Isn't that cool? Now we have some reflections here, so if you want to, you can take a 1-inch brush and just pull down those reflections. They might be drying up on you a little bit, but just try to pull them down the best you can. Just pull them down. Pick up some of the wet paint from the tree, from the bottom part of the tree, and you'll get some nice reflections. If the paint dried on you, just put more wet paint on there, on the bottoms, and then pull it down. See? Just tap at the bottom and pull down if it dried on you. If it didn't dry on you, you don't need to do that, but this will help get your reflections. There we go. It's always little tricks that you can do to help you. Now, some nice colors there. Almost colors of autumn. Okay, so, yeah, why not? It's okay to put color in there. So we're getting some nice reflections. Make sure the paint is wet. Like I say, it's not wet, just tap at the bottom and pull down. Good, and just pull across. Good. I'll make it look like it's underwater. Now you want to make it smoother looking, you can mist it. Like I say, if you're using blending gel, this will all work much better for you. It'll work better. Okay, so let's just pull that over there again. Smooth it out. It is reflections, so we don't want to lose the reflection look. Good. Probably getting a little bit of a glare there because the paint is wet. So next we can take our fan brush and add a little bit of white paint to it. And what we can do is we can put a little bit of a line underneath the trees so that we can separate the tree from the water. And as you're going across, you can pull up some of those lines to make it look like sticks in the trees. And turn your brush to get the skinnier ones. Across. Pull up into your trees. Get more paint if you need it. Good. Go right across. And just pull up while it's wet. Catching it while it's wet is the thing with the acrylics. Because when you watch oil painters, you'll notice that they can take their time and do all kinds of things. You're like, how come I can't do that? It's because you're using acrylics. But if you want to use oils, that's great. Then you can just do what they tell you to do. But I don't have enough ventilation, so I can't use oils. It makes me sneeze and cough. Acrylics do that too sometimes. I'm just pulling up some of these little sticks. See, it kind of gives it a look that the trees have some nice little, looks like it's part of the tree, see? So when you pull them up, you can turn your brush on the corner and pull up into the trees. Make it look like little sticks and all kinds of good things going on there. There we go. Oops. Good. There we go. See the reflections and the sticks. All these little details really helps a lot. Don't it? Hi guys, I'm Allison Pryor and I teach acrylic paintings for the beginner step by step in real time so you can follow along with me. Today I'm going to show you how to do this beautiful Bob Ross inspired painting. As you know, Bob Ross does his paintings in oils, but I'm going to show you how to transfer it into acrylics, and that's coming right up. Everything in order. Let's go and get started on this beautiful painting. I'm so excited. Now you can take your palette knife. If you're not used to your palette knife, you can take your fan brush again, or even a chiseled edge flat brush. This palette knife is pretty messy looking, but it gets lots of use. I'm just going to go back into my white. I might pick up a little bit of blue. I don't want it too white. And I'm just going to put it on the corner of my, see? It's all over the place. And I'm going to make some water lines. So I'm just going to lay down some water lines. That also helps make it look like the trees are underwater. See? So you can use your fan brush if you have a problem, or a chiseled edge brush. Not to worry too much. You can even add a little more up here if you need it. I'm left-handed, so you'll probably find you'll have to turn it, or you'll have to do the opposite of what I'm doing in some cases. Good. We are doing good. You need more, just flatten out your brush a little bit. Depends on how much you want. I'm just wiping my brush off as if I'm trying to clean the brush off, paint off my brush. See, isn't that pretty? Our clear in the center is where I left some white canvas coming through, so we're going to clean it up a bit there now in a minute. Now I have a clean 1-inch brush, and I'm going to clean up that water a little bit down there. So you can go over different places that you think need to be a little work done. So I'm just going to take some of my blue paint and I'm going to add some white. I'm going to drag that into the center here so I can still have my reflection but clean it up so that it's not so streaky looking. See? I don't like it because it's too streaky looking. So I just want to show you that you can clean up your edges and clean up your paintings. Good. Good. Nice. That's even better, isn't it? Now we're going to take our fan brush, we're going to put the dark paint on there, blue and burnt umber, a bit of yellow. It's a really dark green. A little bit of red if you want it. As long as it's really, really dark. Sometimes you can use black, but a lot of people don't like to use black. So let's decide where we want our tree. I would think we will have one right here. So we'll make our top. Make a top first. Come down about halfway. That should help. And use the corner of your brush to tap on these little dots up here. Just a little dot here and there. And then as you come down, stay in the center, but move out a little bit. Stay in the center, move out. 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 Alright, so stay in the center, move out. And as you stay in the center and move out, as you come down, they get bigger. Stay in the center, fill up your brush if you need it. Move out. Center out, center out, center out, center out. We're going to go all the way down into the water. Good. Just fill up your brush if you need to. Center out, center out, center out, center out, and out. Let's see how far down we're going to go. Maybe here is good. And as you come down, you make them bigger. There we go. Good. Let's make a small one next to it right here. Just get your top first. Make a line. Good. Take the corner of your brush. Touch, touch. Stay in the center. Just touch. Don't even push too hard. Touch and stay in the center. And now you start coming out. Center, out. Center out, center out. Good. And then just tap center out, center out. It's hard to see him down here because it's blending in with the rest. Good. As long as we got some little top there, looks like a tree. And maybe we'll have another one over here. Get your top, pull down. Take the corner of your brush, touch. When you touch it will come out over the line anyway, see? See that? Touch, touch. Just touch the center, touch the center, touch the center, and then you'll come out a little bit more. You can even push a little harder if you want. Good. And you have a tree. It's magic. It's magic. Alright. Now we have 3 trees. So, down here, make sure we got lots of paint. Down here we'll just tap on a nice little thicker spot here, maybe for a little piece of land or something. And that. Nothing too fussy right now. And then just make the indication of those trees as if there were trees down here in the reflection. Just make a straight line, it's easier. Just make a reflection, and then we get another one right here. And just make, you don't have to be too fussy. Okay, and then another one right here. Just line them up. Alright. A bit of the top. The one in the center is longer, so it'll come right off. Right off. With those ones on the bottom, you can take a clean 1-inch brush and pull over. So it looks like, oops, a clean brush, Allison, a clean brush. My goodness gracious. What are you doing? A clean brush. Okay. See how that smooths it out more? Makes it look like it's underwater, see? Good. So now let's get some yellow paint and add it to some of your green, blue I should say. So you can use sap green too if you like. So make a nice dark green. Sap green be nice. Maybe even a little bit of yellow ochre. You play with the colors and see what you like the best. And we will highlight these trees. So I'm just going to tap on what we just did. We don't need to be fussy because we already got the tree made. So we just put on those highlights to make the tree look more realistic. I might brighten it up a little bit more now. I think I'll add a little bit more yellow to mine because especially for the camera you may not be able to see it as much. You may not be able to see that. So I'll add more yellow. Don't want to brighten up too much because it'll take the realistic look away. It'll be too bright. I think that's okay there. Alright, so I can see a tree. I can see a tree. Usually when you do these trees they look kind of weird in the beginning. But once you start adding the highlights then it starts to look like a tree. So let's get some more paint and do the other one. I'm just using the corner of my brush and tapping back and forth. Just so I can make it look like a tree. There we go. Starting to look like a tree now. Just the corner of your brush for now. Just follow what you did. Just so you can tap on the tops of those branches. Good. Now they look more like trees, don't they? You can add more highlight if you like. If you want to straighten them out a little bit more. See? You can make them even thicker and bushier if you like. Right? Alright, they look like trees. Cool. Keep using your fan brush, and you can use more yellow. And just put in some, just push in some, push. And if that dark green is still wet, that's good because it'll all give you a nice and green. It won't be too bright. Right, there we go. Just like little bushes or something down there on the bottom. Now, let's see what else we can do. This time try your palette knife again. If you have a hard time, just use your flat chisel edge brush or your fan brush. And just get some brown and some white, just to make a creamy color. Burnt umber and white is good, and a little bit of yellow would be nice. Alright, so play with your colors and see what colors you like the best. Fill up the back of your palette knife, okay, And then we're going to make a little bit of land down here. There we go. Just lay it flat, and that will get it moving for you. Just as if you're trying to clean off your brush or your palette knife. Just lay it down flat, as if you're trying to clean it. Make sure you got lots of paint. Good. Just a little bit of land off there. Now here I'm going to add some of that pinkish color from the sky. So I'm going to take some of my pinkish color, and you can use cad red and some white. Alright, and I'm using my 1/4 inch brush, we'll call it, smaller than my 1/2 inch. And I'm going to, a lot of paint on there, so I'm going to wipe some of it off in my tissue. So wipe some of it off so it doesn't. And I'm going to come across the water, some of this pinkish color, just for reflection. Good. You can have on as much as you want, just for that reflection in the water. Whatever is in the sky is going to reflect in the water. See how pretty that is when you do that? See? Good. Now, good. It's got a nice little flavor to it. Might even add some over here. It's your painting, you do whatever you want with it. Yes, you can. So, make sure you don't have too much paint on your brush, that's the only thing. Alright, and just scrub it across, just sort of drag it across. Drag, drag. There we go. These nice pink highlights on top of the water. Good. Get a nice little glow there. See that? See whatever's coming off your brush. But I'm not pushing very hard. I'm pushing lightly so I don't get big blobs. That's what I want to do. There we go. You can see it better now. So just go across. You see, coming off my brush is a pinkish hue, and it will reflect into the water, but it's not, I'm not losing the water, I'm just making some nice glistening reflections. Isn't that pretty? Hi guys, I'm Allison Pryor, and I teach acrylic paintings for the beginner step by step in real time so you can follow along with me. Today I'm going to show you how to do this beautiful Bob Ross inspired painting. As you know, Bob Ross does his paintings in oils, but I'm going to show you how to transfer it into acrylics, and that's coming right up. Everything in order. Let's go and get started on this beautiful painting. I'm so excited. Now I'm going to take my 1-inch brush and I'm going to get some dark green. And so I'm going to get the blue and brown, and red, all the dark colors. A bit of yellow, a little more blue than anyone. That'll give you a nice, see how dark that is? Just tapping into that on my brush. Look at that brush. It's full. Now, this is the tricky part. We're going to put a big old tree right here, okay? So we'll start off with a skinny top, way up here. Just put a top up there first. See that? You didn't see that. Well, we will have to make sure you can see it. There we go. So you take that up here, and that, I turn my brush vertical and now horizontal. I'm going to turn my brush horizontal. I'm going to go from the center, out, center, out, center, out, center. Fill that in a little bit. Okay, I'll hold that so don't make a noise. Alright, so just want to get some shape of a tree. So fill in your center, and then you can move out a little bit. Center and out. That's all. Just keep doing that. Center and out. Center and out. Get lots more paint. And we will come all the way down. Down, 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 down. Down here. We are going to come way down here. So we'll keep coming down. Make sure your paint is green. It can be brown or black or a really dark blue, well not blue, a really dark green. Just use your sap green. And we'll come down here and keep coming down here. And I'm going to make a bit of bushes down here, okay? So just keep coming down and you can get an idea where you're going to go. Just make a little line here. That'll make it a little easier for you. And then fill that in. Just fill that in all together. So you don't have to worry about it. See, once you got the line there, you don't have to worry anymore about trying to figure out where you're going with it. Up, up, up. So push up, push up, push up, push up. Good. And we will tap, 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 tap. Good. So all we have to do is fill all that in there. Fill it in. Let's keep it dark. See? And just tap, push up over that line so you get some little bushes. Push, 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 right across. Good. All right. Get more paint. So we'll finish this here. I'm using all kinds of greens, I am. Sometimes I'll add yellow to my blue. I don't have sap green here. I just want to keep mixing my own colors. Sometimes I'll add a bit of brown, a little bit of red, just to get some different colors. So I'm some noisy, aren't I? There we go. Tap, 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 tap. I like getting different colors in my grass. There we go. Tap up. Good. Now, see, that wasn't so hard, was it? Now you have all this crown underneath here to work with. So let's take our fan brush again and we will get some burnt umber and some red, some white. Too much red, add more burnt umber. Okay, and we're going to use that for a couple of tree chunks. Touch and pull down. Touch and pull down. Good. So now we'll take our 1-inch brush again and we'll tap to some green. So we'll make a green color. Just using my blue and my yellow. There we go. I'm adding more yellow and green, blue this time so I can make a lighter green. Alright, so there we go. And we're going to take that and we're going to make some, lighten up this tree a little bit. So just go on top of what you already did, but leave a lot of dark. Okay, so just go back and forth. Go on top of what you already did, but leave make sure you leave lots of dark. Good. And that certainly will make that tree come to life. And you go over those also so it look like it's in the tree. Over the trunks. Good. Yeah. Looks more like a tree now, doesn't it? Don't want those trunks sticking out too much, but there they are. A little more yellow to highlight some of those that we just put on there. Alright, there we go. Good. Just a little bit here and there. Now, it looks like two trees. So make sure we get a big old bush right here. Good. This is the brush that I use for my trees and for my bushes and everything. I find it excellent. If you want one of those, just let me know. Just email me at allisonpryor@yahoo.com. And if you can't find one in your craft store, you can go in your paint shop anywhere. Just as long as you get natural, it's pure bristle, okay? It's pure bristle. And it has these nice pointy tops there so you can work with them, okay? Mine's pretty messy right now, but I find them excellent. Just watch. See how all the bristles start to come out and open up for you? And if you tap into your yellow and a bit of green, but mostly yellow, you will get all these to open up for you. And then you can just touch, touch, touch. Look how pretty, you get these really nice. You don't even have to work at it. The brush will do it all for you. See that? See? Do some more now. You can also lighten up the ones that I just put there, just by adding more yellow. Yeah, there we go. And then we can just lay some on top of what we just did, just to brighten them up and thicken them up. See, isn't that pretty? Now, let's see what else we need to do. Alright, we'll add another one here, just a little darker color. So I'm going to add some of my yellow ochre to my yellow. I'll make another one right here. I'm just going to go right up over what I already have done right here. And I'm going to move it around a little bit. There we go, see? How pretty is that? You could take a flat brush or a filbert brush, and you can add brown to one side of your brush. Some brown, burnt umber, and white on the other side, okay? And then you can make a few rocks right here. So you can make a few rocks somewhere around here. So just touch and pull over. Brown side down, sorry about that. Touch and pull over. Now it's a bit too bright for my liking. Touch and pull over. Alright. And maybe another one here. And there we go. Maybe another one here. So we'll just have a few little rocks here and there. I'll make them darker after. I just want to make them light enough so you can see them. So let's make a few more bushes down here with some different color greens. Maybe some of your ochre. Some ochre, yellow. And maybe some more green. So add a little bit of blue in there to green it up a bit. So just experiment with your colors. And we'll go boom, boom. Alright, so we'll go boom. More. Alright. Just tack those on there. Nice bushes. There we go. We might want to highlight those, so we're going to need some more yellow. So I'm just going to add some more yellow to my magic brush, we'll call it. Alright, so I'm just going to add a few more little tips on top of here just to brighten it up a little bit for you. Just a little bit. Just want to, there we go, I like that. Now we're going to do a little pathway right here. I'm going to use maybe we'll try our, we can use a brush or we can use a palette knife. I'm going to see what we're going to do here now. Okay, so let's start with our knife. Now you can use, like I said, you can use your fan brush or a flat chiseled edge brush. And just take some brown and we'll darken it up with the blue. A bit of red. Alright. You just want a really dark color. Just trying to figure out what to mix together here for you. So I'll get some more burnt umber. Whoopie-doo. Squeezing out. Okay, so just get your dark color. I'm adding a bit of blue. That really darkens up nicely. And like I say, you can try another brush. Any brush at all will work as long as it's flat. Or I should do it there. Okay. I just filled up the back of my palette knife right here. So all we need to do is pretty dark, so I probably should lighten up, but we're going to put a path right here. We're going to go straight across. Don't be tempted to go down, okay? Horizontal, stay horizontal. Make sure you can see it. Stay horizontal. Stay horizontal, horizontal. There we go. We'll go right down to the bottom of the canvas. Good. Horizontal. As long as you stay horizontal, you're okay. A little path there. Perfect. Now, to that paint, add a bit of white. Alright. Just sort of marbleize it, or marble it, we'll call it. See? Right here. Just marble it a little bit. Just add a little bit of that brown in there. And just go back over what you did. Make sure horizontal. Okay, so the paint is still wet. So while the paint is still wet, that'll all blend together. Now you can do it also on dry. And just dry brush it on. But let's try it this way. So just pull it over. Alright. There we go. Might want to put some more dark in there. I think that's going behind here somewhere. We'll figure it out in a minute. So, if that's too bright, just add a bit more dark in between. And when that dries a little bit, we can straighten it up, okay? So, we're laying down our first layers now. So we want to make sure that we're happy with it. I think that looks fine for now. So now we want to add some flowers or some bushes over here. So let's just tap into our yellow greens, our yellows and greens. So we'll make some little bushes here and there. Where can we put them? Let's see. Maybe we'll put one here and one here. Your brush will do the work for you, so you don't have to worry about it. Just touch your canvas and your brush, and then skip over a spot. Okay, so you have some dark in between. And then we go up here again. We make some more. You can even come over on the path a little bit. As long as we have a little bit of shadow in between, we'll know that we have separate bushes, okay? Might even want to pick up a little bit of red. just to give it some color. Good. And probably a little bit of red over here too. Just little bits of red. Good. It adds a nice flavor to it, doesn't it? Isn't that pretty? Put some down here. Pick up your yellow again. You can leave your brush dirty. It's nice when all the colors mix together. I'm going to add a little bit of white for a change. I always like to experiment. So we'll just keep going with that. Back into my yellow. And if you get blobs, it's because you got too much paint on your brush. So I'm probably getting too much paint on my brush here now. But it's good to know that. Alright. Good. And what else can we put in there? What about blue and white? Give some blue and white flowers. Look at those pretty flowers. Look at that. You don't hardly have to do anything, do you? Isn't that pretty? I add a little bit of white that time just to brighten up some. That's pretty, isn't it? And then we will add some more over here. Blue and white flowers here. A little bit more blue, a little bit more white. Just let your brush do all the work for you. A little bit more white. There we go. Maybe a little bit blue in here. Just to balance everything out. Add a little color. Add a little color. Alright. Now we'll have another look at this to see the things that we want to change or we want to do, okay? Let's put some more green bushes in around the edges here, like around the rocks. Good, and probably at the edges of here. Make it more, and come into your path a little bit. See that? And so just going around your rocks, the edges of your rocks here, and we're going to go into the path a little bit. There we go. And we're going to add some more yellow to the tops of those. Good. A little more yellow, maybe a little white, just to brighten up a little bit. I like it when we brighten up things so you can see it. A little bit of yellow here coming over on the path. Good. Good. So that just sort of gives it, just so you can see it. Now if you don't push too hard, your brush will do all the work for you, okay? Very pretty. I just want to straighten this one out up here and make it more like a bush. Like I say, if your brush is not working for you, it's too much paint on your brush. Good. A couple more things I want to fix up. Take your long liner brush. It's a script liner or a rigger brush, and drag it through your brown paint. Just drag it through. We'll make a few little sticks coming out. Just wherever you want them. Just make it dark enough so you can see it. If you can't see it, add more dark color to it just so you can see it. And just pull it out. And we'll have some little sticks and twigs coming out of here. Good. Sticks and twigs. Anywhere you want them. Just use your imagination. Or use your reference photo. Alright. There's a few. All these little details adds interest to your painting, see? Just adds lots of interest because people have a lot to look at. You can also add a little bit of white to our, for our fine and some details. You can also add a few little sticks coming up into these trees. Not too white, let's add a little bit of brown to that. You have to judge it accordingly. It's better. Just these little details. Good. Oops. There's always an oops. I can fix that. But we do want to have a trunk here. A little bit of a trunk there. There we go. A little bit of a trunk here. A little bit of a trunk here. And maybe just some twigs and sticks in the back. Little tiny ones. Don't worry, if we fool up and make too much of a mess, we can always go back over some of this. I'm going to show you now what we're going to do. Let's give a little bit of, just to give an indication that might be some trunks there. There we go. All these little details really, really help make it look more realistic. Good. Alright, let's do some final touch-ups and then we should be finished. So I'm going to take my fan brush and I'm going to, now you can, yeah, I think a fan brush would be best because we're going to work on the trees. I'm not going to do a big lot. Let's see. Just want to mix up some dark green there just so I can take that out of there a little bit. It's a bit too much. So that's the part that I fold up a little bit. Just going to mess it up more now. That's the worst thing about playing around too much. Sometimes you can start fiddling too much and you end up doing things that you can't fix. It looks really pretty and it's like, oh no. So I'm just going to tap on a little bit of this, a little bit of that. If yours is the way you want it, don't do this, okay? Don't worry about it. And I think I'm going to straighten these trees up here a little bit, probably a little more green on the edge here, just to give it more of a tree look. Just with my fan brush. There we go. Good. It looks better. Sometimes you're lucky to make it look better and sometimes you get in trouble. Alright. How do you know when to stop? I would think to myself, people are asking that question. Well, you look at everything, the last minute details. Get everything done and then have another quick look at it. Or leave it for a day or so. And then come back. Because everything dries, with acrylics it dries dark, so now you're going to come back and look at it and it's going to be different. So what you do is come back and have another look and see where you might want some small details, but don't change anything drastically. Just small details to add to it, you know? Because if you start adding drastic, it's going to change it completely and then you have to start over. So you don't want to do that. Just look for small details. You want to add a few little birds in the sky, if you want to do a few extra highlights. That's all you need to do. There's no need to change everything up, you know. So, I just brought those trees to life a little bit more. I think that's a bit better. Let's see. There we go. See how nice and colorful it is? Isn't that pretty? So the sky is not too bad. These hills here are not too bad, but I could probably clean those up a little bit. I don't think I need to do a big lot more. You certainly can have a look yourself and see what you think you need. But you don't have to do a big lot. So I'm just going to add a little bit of blue in here. And just to clean it up a little bit, that's all. Don't think I'm going to be able to do that now. The color's gone different on me. Alright. It's okay. Oh, it's okay. Let's see. Just going to take those colors, blend them together better. Nice soft look. Just wanted to show you what you can do, okay? I don't want to expect you to change everything. Just if you see something that needs to be softened up or blended out, yes, go ahead and do it. Second coat, you know. If you want to make those hills look more like a little bit of a hill, we'll have to say that the sun seems to be coming on this side anyway. So you can start it there and just make a little squiggly line. And then pull down, pull forward just to give it just a little hint of a hill going on there. Yeah. A little bit over here. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to show you anyway. Squiggly line, pull forward a little bit. Don't you need much paint, just a hint. Okay, because we're not going into the hills too much. More concerned with the front. But just gives it a little bit. The hills in the back are fine. The sky could be blended a little bit more. The clouds in the sky. But I think I'm going to leave that. Just a little bit too much paint right here. So that's not hard to fix. I'm going to take my fan brush and I'm going to add some more, as if there was the reflection trees there. Right? I'm just going to add that as if there was, just to take out some of that. I'm kind of looking at that and it's sort of distracting me. So I'm just trying to do this just to show you the little things that you can fix. I don't want you to change your whole painting. Just want to show you the things that you can fix. Make it look better. Because like I said, a lot of people ask me, you know, how do I know when to stop? How do I know when it's really good? How do I know if things are okay? So just have another look at it after a day or two and make any small changes that you want. And that's it. So I think I'll leave it there. And I am kind of a picker. I kind of like to pick and pick and pick, and I do get myself in trouble sometimes, and I end up ruining my paintings sometimes. So, but to give you advice, I would say just do very small details at the very end. Okay, so that's not bad. I think that came out really nice, actually. I'm happy with it. See that? Look at all those pretty colors. Nice sky. Well, I hope you enjoyed this painting, and we will do another one pretty soon. And if you got any requests, just email AllisonPryor@yahoo.com, and I will see you in the next video. Signing out from Allison Pryor. Bye.